Mother Funny Time with Andie and Angie.
2 cousins, 8 kids, 1 grandkid, 2 states.
And a whole lot of fun. Woo! Welcome back, Mother Funny Tribe. It is Angie and Andie, and we're back with you again in the cool, endless summer. It's only June.
Summertime. It's summertime. We need a fun summer song. Summer intro. This is our summer intro for our Mother Funny Tribe. Happy summer.
Happy summer. And we're going to be talking today about what you spend a lot of time doing in the summer, which is actually cooking.
Cooking and grocery shopping.
Grocery shopping, popsicles, watermelons, fruit. Kids need lots of fruit, apparently.
Snacks. Oh, the snacks.
Pouches, chips, Gatorades, all the things. All the things.
Salsa. Gatorade.
Salsa.
Kombucha.
Raw milk, goat's milk.
Almond milk. Oat milk. Name all the milks. Yogurt. My kids eat a ton of yogurt in the summer. It's easy. And bananas. Super easy. That's a very quick snack. Everybody's
I have a
happy.
funny banana story really quick.
Okay.
So I, for a long time have thought that I didn't react well to bananas, but I like bananas. But sometimes, I feel like they hurt my stomach. And then the other day, Chris and I were starving, and we're driving the car, and he brought a banana. And I'm like, well, I'm really hungry, but all we have is banana, and it kind of hurts my stomach sometimes, but it's not bad. I'll just eat it. So I, ate half the banana, and then I'm like, and you know what else? I don't enjoy how, bananas burn the top of your mouth and, hurt the top of your mouth when you eat them. Chris is like, bananas don't hurt the top of your mouth. I'm like, yeah, Captain Crunch, you know how you eat it and it makes the top of your mouth kind of hurt and itch and scratchy. And he was like, Andrew, don't eat bananas. So apparently I'm a little allergic to bananas.
Bananas and oats. Those are super random allergies, which again is also part of that food category, which we don't even mean to talk about allergies, but everything when you deal with food and grocery stores and grocery shopping, you got to be careful with the allergens and allergies.
How random. Bananas and oats. That's most of the low, the healthy recipes out there, especially for desserts and breakfast, are all bananas and oats. So whatever. It's fine. I'll just eat cottage cheese.
Okay. That's a good snack option. Yes, cottage cheese.
So anyway, but we are going to be talking about all that moms have to go through to provide food for their families and some tips or tricks. Because something that really made me want to talk about this is that the cost of food has gone up so much since the pandemic. I'll just say the word pandemic. Since then, groceries have gone up 25% in cost. 25%. That's crazy.
Well, it's the pandemic. It's supply chain issues. Remember that was a big thing before, right? Labor costs, inflation, and the war in Ukraine. It's kind of a combo, but yes.
The war in Ukraine.
It's true. Not that we want to talk about war on a Mother Funny podcast.
You brought up the war in Ukraine.
But that's part of it. And so you're right. Since COVID, everything has just spiked. And even trying to find products or food or certain items, it still can be tricky to find them. And you know, one thing I've noticed when it comes to food and to the cost of food, and when you're going grocery shopping, and let's face it, we're all grocery shopping mamas, have you noticed packaging has changed? Since COVID. So for example, I make a smoothie for my kids every single morning, Monday through Friday. Exact same recipe. They have a smoothie. Super healthy. It's a great way to start their day and my day. It's my little commercial to smoothies in the morning.
Smoothie commercial.
And something that has changed is I always use, for example, frozen strawberries and frozen berries. And it was always a specific brand and it was a specific packaging. And over time, guess what? They changed it. They made the bags a little smaller and the bags are even thinner. Because also companies, when it comes to packaging, are trying to save money also. And I think as a way to make it a little bit cheaper for the consumer, or they know they actually are going to have to charge more, but they're trying to cut costs in other ways. So even packaging has changed. Or maybe it will look like it's the regular size, and then you're like, wait, this is missing a few, you know? Like, this used to have more cookies, and all of a sudden there's more spaces in between that.
Mr. Nabisco, where have you put my cookies?
Have you noticed that even some like products are smaller than they used to be? So we're actually paying more post-COVID, but for less product or for less food, or they're really even changing the packaging. Even like grocery shopping bags. I know in California you get charged if you use a bag.
Yes.
You have to buy a bag at Target or Walmart or wherever. But even here in Texas, we don't have to pay for bags. So funny that it changes per state. But even like the Walmart bags are thinner these days than they were before COVID. So we know, moms, that you are constantly thinking about food, not because you want to, but because you have kids and they're always hungry and they always want to eat. Or you're either preparing the meal, you made the meal, you're cleaning up the meal, or you're preparing the snack. Like, it's kind of an ongoing thing throughout the day. And then finally your kids are in bed. And then they're like, wait, I want a snack before bed. So this is something, I think Andie's correct. This is what all moms deal with, all moms go through. And it can be challenging. It also can be funny and filled with, like, hilarious stories as well. But Andie, price of food. Like you're saying, it's gone up.
Then there was a bird flu that when that hit, our whole egg situation went crazy. And the eggs, like, were hard to find. They were super expensive if you found them.
Up to like $10 for 12. Do you remember that?
Crazy. It was crazy. And now they've come down and you can find them. But
they're still not cheaper than they were pre-COVID.
No. You cannot get a 99-cent dozen of eggs.
No.
Anymore. Like, that's if you got like the very like basic store, you know, they would have them on sale for $1 for a dozen. Those days are gone, my friends. Eggs are expensive. My stage of life, we get like pasture raised eggs because we're getting older. We have less to feed. So we're tending to get healthier. But I've never paid so much for eggs in my life. It's
and lunch meat. Have you noticed how expensive lunch meat is?
Yes. Okay, this episode, we're just going to complain about how expensive every individual. Lunch meat's crazy. It's shocking.
Pre-COVID, if you were spending $6 or $7 for lunch meat, you were at Sprouts getting the organic plus lunch meat. You were. Like, it was the super overly organic lunch meat for $6 or $7. Now it's like Oscar Mayer.
Budding. It's budding. Budding that you, well, they did make budding like a little more fancy. Because, you know, when I'm like scanning, like my natural instinct is to like look at the cheapest, and the cheapest is like $6. And I'm all, oh, what's this brand? I'm all, that's budding and nicer wrapping. That's the 99-cent roast beef that's now, you know, $6 in a nicer package.
And just like eggs, it seems like the price of lunch meat just shot up. Like, there was no in between. You know, like some things just slowly the price increased, like not with eggs and not with lunch meat. They were like, we're going to spike this up like $4. And you have to do it. So you have to pay if your kids want sandwiches.
Yeah, and I was thinking about how when I was a young mom and we were on a ministry budget and I was home with the kids, we had like one income, single income besides my side work. And I won't talk about my side work. Just kidding.
Wow.
I mean, like watching kids. Like,
whoa.
My side work. We don't need to talk about it. I was in the CIA. I mean, I'm just kidding.
FBI. Wait, what?
FBI. Wait, what?
What? No. She just went on planes a lot. She was not a police officer of the airlines. Security officer at the airport undercover.
I can't actually talk about what I did, but I brought home a little bit of money.
She was around politicians a lot. Dressed in regular clothes.
So that was me. Like,
I like that.
I was on my earpiece.
Yes, you were.
You only see that if you're on our YouTube. Anyway,
that's a fine. With her Inspector Gadget watch.
Sure. Apple Watch.
Her side job.
Yeah. So anyway, our budget was super tight.
The government did not pay her well.
No. The government was broke too. Everybody was broke. We were all broke. So I had to, like, we never brought name brand. Like, I probably bought Budding. Budding or Oscar Mayer. I bought the 99-cent eggs. What?
Is it called Spam? What's it called?
Bologna? Are you talking about bologna? My bologna has a first name. They also make turkey.
Wasn't there like a meat in a can?
There is Spam.
Spam. Okay.
We didn't eat Spam. We didn't. We're not native to the islands.
Just wondering.
I mean, it's fine. But remember Vienna sausages? That was like real poor food, like the can of Vienna sausages. You were homeschooled. You probably didn't eat Vienna sausage.
Real poor food?
Like if you didn't have a lot of money.
Oh, you ate sausages.
Don't act like you know what Vienna sausages are.
I don't know where to go from here.
We're talking about things people eat when they don't have a lot of money, and one of them back in the day. I don't know what they do now. Back in the day, there were Vienna sausages, like a can of tiny sausages for like $1. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so you were working for the CIA.
I did not buy Vienna sausages for my children. I'm talking about when I was
undercover police officer.
You can get Vienna sausages at the 99-cent store. I did not. I had different food I ate on a budget.
Hey, Vienna Sausages, if you want to sponsor us.
No.
Andy's open to it.
Can you imagine?
Andy's open to this.
Can you imagine? We're like Mother Funny, sponsored by Vienna Sausage. And she doesn't even know what a Vienna sausage is. Somebody mail her a can of Vienna sausages. They're like, okay, you know what they are? You know, at the baby food section, they would have like those little jar of hot dogs. That's what a Vienna sausage is.
I don't even know about that. It's okay. I don't need to know. I don't feel left out in the conversation. No, not knowing about Vienna sausages.
You need to know. Okay. But anyway, we'll get back on track.
You know what? Those probably cost like $8 too. Now.
I'm going to look it up after this. I'm going to find out how much.
Find out how much Spam is and how much Vienna sausage is.
Yes.
I don't know if I've ever had Spam, but it seems like that's what people talk about.
Well, that's like,
engaged in
that's
the conversation.
Like the islands. Like that's like Hawaiians eat a lot of Spam. They have like Spam masubi. They do Spam and eggs. They do all kinds of Spam.
This is a sign I just need to go to Hawaii. That's what this is. This is a sign I need to go to Hawaii, sit on the beach, and eat a can full of Spam.
And Vienna sausages. That's what
I need to do.
Sounds like a gastrointestinal journey.
This is my new summer vacay goal.
Okay.
I now know what I'm doing for vacation. I thought I was going to South Dakota. I am now going to Hawaii.
We could probably get you some Vienna sausages in South Dakota and Spam.
Okay, I'm excited about this summer and my dietary
meat journey. It's high in protein, I'm sure.
Excellent. But moms, we understand. It's expensive, and Andy wants to talk about that.
I do. And we have a bone to pick. Because lunch meat is expensive now. Well, and it's like, what I keep thinking
it really is.
It's ridiculous, right? All of you listening know, like, so my point was when I was younger, we watched every penny. Like I had a very tight budget. And if anything came up, the first thing, like anything extra, like expense wise, I had to take that out of the food budget. So I had to find better ways to like cut back. I mean, eat for really cheap. And we did well. But I think like today, if we had that same situation, it would be extremely difficult. Like having to be on a really tight food budget while having crazy inflation and small children. In fact, I'm noticing, I don't know if it's just my algorithm, but all of a sudden, like, I like to watch recipes, and usually like easy or quick recipes. Lately, my algorithm has been full of moms cooking in trailer parks. Like, moms cooking. I mean, it's not healthy. I mean, it is. It's like healthy enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's protein, it's vegetables. It doesn't work for my cholesterol, but like that's growing. So I think there is a trend of people needing to find ways to really cut back and provide like filling, healthy-ish meals for their family.
I swear our algorithms are linked. Somehow they're combined, because mine is filled with like easy, quick crock pot meals. And it's always the mom with a crock pot, and she always starts out dancing like this. Why do the moms do that? Every single mom starts with her crock pot dancing. I don't understand. Like,
My crock pot dancing would be like this.
No, I've never like grabbed my crock pot and been like, crock pot time. They all do. All the moms in the crock pot shorts or videos or whatever. Yes, but actually there's some pretty good recipes on there. I've saved all of them. I have not tried one, and I have not made one, but I have a lot of fast, quick, easy crock pot meals. But you're right, because food is so expensive and people do have to cut back right now. There's also a trend of people not going out to eat and not going to restaurants, just because that could be even more expensive. Or, for example, do you remember it was like 99-cent BRC burritos?
Yes.
Remember? It was
that
like a
was
thing.
our jam. That was our jam. We would get 99-cent BRC burritos for everyone. And then Chris would buy a couple chicken legs, because chicken legs, you could get like, I don't remember how many you got, but it was only like $2. And then we would take the meat off the chicken legs and put it in the burritos. And then they had the free salsa bar. So we would get these like chicken, rice, and bean and cheese burritos for like $2. I mean, like $2.50. And then we would share, like, we would get churros for $1. And our family of 5 could feast at El Pollo Loco.
For like $10 back in the day. No.
That was our eating out. That's what we did.
2024, those BRC burritos are like $3 to $4. Just to go to El Pollo Loco is an easy $35, $40, $45. And I'm like,
yes,
this is El Pollo Loco. Like, this is not a fancy restaurant. I'm like, drive through El Pollo Loco. So because even fast food restaurants are more expensive, or let alone going to like an actual restaurant where you sit down, which, let's face it, us moms with little ones, we're not going to a restaurant in general. That's just too stressful. But yeah, so people aren't even really going out as much either, because the price of food has gone up. And so a lot of people are choosing now to eat in. And so again, what is that doing? That's okay. More moms are now making food, making dinners, grocery shopping even more, having to, like you're saying, stress out. There's a lot of moms who have anxiety actually about the price of food. And they're really struggling right now because, as you're saying, Andie, they have to figure out, if I buy this item or if I go to the grocery store and I spend this much, what else am I going to cut out then because of the budget, and trying to figure out their budget and the budget needs. And I mean, can you really go to the grocery store without spending a couple $100s? Like, if you're trying to shop for a week with a big family, I mean, it's just right off the bat. It just keeps going up. So moms out there, we understand. We're not here to complain, but we are here to say we relate. We relate to that.
Full disclosure, we complained about the budding meat.
Okay, so my grandma Hadfield would make Hamburger Helper, and I loved it as a kid. My mom never made Hamburger Helper. Never, ever, ever. But then we'd go to Grandma Hadfield's house, and she would make us Hamburger Helper, and I was always so excited. And guess what I found like a couple months ago? And I was thrilled. I bought 3 boxes. Gluten-free Hamburger Helper.
No.
I was so excited.
No.
It wasn't the Hamburger Helper brand, but that's what it was. It was like the pasta with the meat, with the seasonings, and the and even like the cheese-ish. It's pure chemicals, really. I don't know if you even call it cheese. You had to buy your own, like, I mean, it's supposed to be beef, but I don't eat beef, so I bought turkey meat. So I like ground the turkey meat and then did the whole like gluten-free Hamburger Helper thing. All my kids loved it. And I was like, see, Grandma Hadfield, you knew.
Okay.
You knew. They were so excited.
Well, this is where we're going to have beef.
I don't
Or
eat it,
turkey.
so it's okay.
I don't either because my cholesterol. Here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
Maybe because it wasn't Hamburger Helper. Like, where did you get it? I need more information.
Dude, I got it at Neighborhood Market, which is, for
Which
those
is
of
Walmart.
you who don't know, that's the Walmart grocery store. Like, Walmart is huge.
Was it Walmart brand?
I don't think so. Okay, Neighborhood Market has an amazing, like, gluten-free section. Surprising. You would not think that Walmart or Neighborhood Market would have an amazing gluten-free section. So it was in that. Like, I don't know the brand, but I'm sure it wasn't Walmart brand. But it was something that all my kids liked. I didn't have to make, like, well, and it's me. I'm not going to make separate food for the rest of my kids. So, like, when we have pasta, it's always gluten-free. And so all my kids always have gluten-free pasta. If they go to a friend's house, now those who can eat gluten are like, Mom, I had the best spaghetti ever. I'm like, yeah, that's not because it's not rice.
That was, okay, Chris's parents, when Chris was little, they didn't buy ground beef. They bought, like, soy. So they, like, made soy burgers. And Chris didn't know. He just thought his parents were really bad at making hamburgers. For so long, he's like, why can't my parents make a hamburger?
It's not that
He found
hard.
out they were soy.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah. So, okay, I wasn't, like, we didn't get the Hamburger Helper brand a lot necessarily, but growing up, we ate a lot of that, like noodles mix and then some kind of meat, and you threw it together. Like, we lived on that. Like, that was part of our diet.
Yes.
And it
Grandma
was fine.
Grandma Hatfield too. So good.
Okay, but if you were raised on it, you would have a different story. Like, if you like, you had special grandma time, and it's not bad when you're young. Like, it's good. Like, I remember liking it. It was fine. It filled me up. It was great. However, when I became a mom, I was like, I'm gonna try. Like, I did not buy it. I didn't make it. My kids got mostly made from scratch, mostly because of the budget. Like, I made a lot of things, like, from scratch. And one year when we were in Mississippi, my kids are like, Mom, our friends always get Hamburger Helper. We want Hamburger Helper.
See, that's awesome.
So for Christmas, I wrapped them all up, Hamburger Helpers, and they opened it. I made it. They did not like it. And I was like, you're welcome.
Because you gave it as a gift.
But I cooked it. They were excited.
Your kids didn't like Hamburger Helper.
They did not.
Well, they need to try the gluten-free Hamburger Helper. That's the moral of that story.
Maybe they need to
try
one.
the gluten-free Hamburger Helper because it's so good. Yes.
I will tell you that those of us raised in the 80s and 90s with a lot of that kind of product, not that it was bad. Like, again, as a kid, I liked it. Like, I'm not saying it was bad, but once you're like grow up, like, you don't want that. But the kids who never had it, they're like, what is this magic? My mom would buy, like, those noodle ronies and put in, like, a can of tuna.
There was a Hamburger Helper one like that. We also had that at Grandma Hatfield's. Yes! I remember that. Yes. It's not that Grandma Hatfield couldn't cook. Maybe she just was like, you poor deprived children never get to have Hamburger Helper, so I'm going to make it for you.
It's a part of Americana. It is.
We only had it, though, when my mom wasn't around. Because, like, if my mom was around, then the other aunts and uncles were around. There was usually a party. It was usually, like, an actual, like, feast, right? Like, it was a meal. But, like, if my parents weren't there, Grandma Hatfield's Hamburger Helper time. Grandma Vance would give us donuts. Remember, even Grandpa Vance would buy me donuts, and it was like such a special memory.
That is sweet. I lived with them, and they always had the best crackers. And Grandpa Vance always froze the milk. That's neither here nor there.
Wait, that is somewhere. Wait, hold on. I just want to say, awesome that I got donuts and you had crackers.
I mean, I would get donuts. I got plenty of donuts as a kid.
Sure.
We used to get Entenmann's.
Yes.
They were delicious.
They were
I loved
so good.
Every Sunday, my mom would buy Entenmann's. It was amazing. And if you go to Auntie Cindy's house, she will make you Hamburger Helper.
I need to do that. Also, just since we're talking about Auntie Cindy, guess what I got today at the grocery store?
What?
Gluten-free lemon bars. And I totally thought of your mom because your mom makes lemon bars. And I was like, I have not had lemon bars in so long because they're gluten-free. So I was excited. I haven't made them yet, but I got the box. You only add a few ingredients. That's how I bake. That's how I bake. But I was excited about that. Go back. Grandpa had frozen milk?
Yes.
Why did he freeze the milk?
I think to keep it longer. We always had like 2 gallons and one was in the freezer. And so we'd have to one would go on the counter and defrost and then you'd have frozen milk. I don't know. It was just he always had frozen milk that had to be defrosted. That's what we drank.
Did it change the flavor?
Yes. And you get little ice chunks in it, which I kind of liked.
I freeze Cole's milk, which is goat milk, which I also make my smoothies out of. But that's goat milk. But I haven't tried to freeze cow milk. Yeah? But that's so funny that he froze cow milk.
He would freeze a gallon. Yeah, so everyone out there, if your milk's going to go bad, you can freeze it and defrost it.
It's fine in smoothies. Nobody notices. I don't know, what you're saying, how it might change it. If you're having
I remember being okay with it. And I like the ice crystals, but yeah. And I would say as far as growing up, you know what grandma used to make a lot of? Pot roast, which is still pot roast can be an affordable meal because you just buy your piece of meat for the size of your family. You buy potatoes, carrots, onions, whatever. Put them in that slow cooker with some seasoning.
Do your dance. Do your slow cooker dance.
In my budgety times, I'll find when a good piece of meat is on sale. And that's what I make. Now, again, I know I've said this. I'm older, cholesterol, blah, blah, blah. But back when I was a younger mom, I would just scan all of the ads. They come here on Tuesdays. I would scan all of the ads. I would lay them all out. I would find where different meat was on sale, which meat, and I would go from there. So there's ways to do it. And my mom, I know, she cooked on a budget, and we had a lot of those rice helpers with either ground beef or tuna. But when she cooked, she makes she did this air-baked chicken. I mean, not air-baked, oven-baked chicken, fried chicken. That's delicious. And that can be cheap because chicken parts can be cheap. However, Costco rotisserie chickens are cheaper than any other meat. You get so much meat for $5,
bigger.
$6.
Have you noticed?
They're huge.
They're so much bigger than the rotisserie chicken at at a grocery store. They're so half the size if you're at Kroger. But if you go to Costco.
I know. I always feel bad, but I need Costco. I need a rotisserie chicken because it makes every meal better. Anything with chicken, unless it's fried chicken. But anything that you add chicken to, rotisserie chicken makes it 100 times better. And it's cheaper to buy the rotisserie chicken at Costco than it is to buy a whole chicken now. It's cheaper to buy the Costco chicken than to buy chicken parts and cook them.
And it's faster. So moms, save yourself some time, save yourself some money, go to Costco, get yourself a chicken, you're set.
Take your kids there. You get a hot dog for lunch for $1.50. They could feed 4 of them. The hot dogs are so
Put gas in your car.
Costco is the place. But let me tell you, Costco on a weeknight, right at closing, nobody's in a hurry. I feel so bad for the workers. The customers are I'm oh, we're all I'm rushing around trying to get out there. People were lollygagging. I'm people, they're trying to leave. It's time to get out of Costco. But Costco's not great for everything. Some things are more expensive.
Have you seen them turn away anybody? If you're there in the evening and it's closing time, have you ever seen them turn away someone? I never have.
No.
I never have seen them turn away anyone. I mean, you need a membership card.
I mean, yeah, if you don't. Costco also sells gift cards to local restaurants for a discount. So we will usually buy, there's this Mexican restaurant near us. called Solitas. We will buy the Solita gift card, I think you save $20, like it's $80 for $100 in gift cards. And then we go during Taco Tuesday where the deal is super cheap. So we use our Costco gift cards on Taco Tuesday. It's almost like they're paying you to eat there. This is how you beat inflation. This is how you eat out. Like our family, like we always found the best discounts we could. And Chris was always like working the details in his head of how we could save the most money and get the most food, like the whole chicken legs at BRC's. And we could still take our kids out for food and a good time and not spend much money.
Okay, moms. We are so glad that you are here on this episode. You need to join us next episode because Andie has even more tips and tricks for saving money, whether that is cooking at home or how to go out to a restaurant and eat as cheap as possible while also keeping your sanity and not being stressed out or having anxiety.
Yes. I got more places to eat, to go. Take your family.
She has so much more to share. So like us, share us. Tell a friend.
Find us on YouTube at Mother Funny Podcast.
Yes.
At.
Remember the at part. That way you find us. And if you also want to hear more about Andie's jobs that she had.
It's all redacted. Nobody can know.
Please join us next time. She has so much more to share about the government.
I sold Tupperware.
And vacuums.
All right, bye. All right, that's all we have time for today. We got to wrap it up, unfortunately. But just remember, you might think you're doing just okay, but we think you're doing really great.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. We hope you have a great Mother Funny day. Please like and share our podcast.
But please don't tell our moms.